Hi everyone, we're going to take a look at Bitcoin Cash today, BCH USDT 6-hour chart to see if we can have a trading opportunity. Now, compared to the rest of the market, if we look at Bitcoin as an example and some other altcoins, they're all struggling to maintain a bullish posture. But Bitcoin Cash is actually managing to hold a little bit more steady than the rest of the market. As an example, we do have some bullish divergence between the RSI and the price action. There's the flat bottom, and then there's the elevated bottom, meaning that the price action is putting in lower highs, a higher low compared to the price action, which is divergence essentially. Now we also have a clearly defined double bottom forming with a clearly defined neckline. Now you can see there's a lot of sellers overhead, which makes sense given the bearish nature of the market. So we've got a couple of options here. You can wait for the double bottom neckline, which is the textbook bullish confirmation play, wait for a break and then look to come in. Now the textbook play would be look to come in on the flip side and ride it up from there, entering here at around 602. But the reality is the market isn't that supportive of that sort of movement at the moment. So we would, if we do wait to see a break for confirmation, which is always a good idea, we wait to see a break ideally into this upper range, then we can start to reevaluate where we can re-enter. And the reality is we're not going to look to re-enter on the double bottom neckline because of the bearish conditions. We'll probably look to maybe come in here at around 580 instead on the back of bullish confirmation, because then other market participants will start to enter the market and look to trade off this bullish signal if we get it. And therefore we're acknowledging that we're waiting for confirmation of this double bottom before making an entrance, and then we're waiting to see a strong move and then looking to re-enter. And our re-entry is going to be a little bit more conservative given the fact that the market is very bearish and we need to be in a manageable position in case, as an example, Bitcoin Cash moves down to this range where we'll need to be in a tradable position. So what I mean is if we essentially we enter at 601 on the retest of the double bottom following a break and then the price action heads lower, we're going to be stuck at this level, when really if we look to enter at this level, even if the price action heads down into this range, you're going to get a lot of interactions with this level potentially before heading lower, giving you the opportunity to reposition. And therefore sometimes the textbook play for double bottoms isn't necessarily what you want to wait for. You want to wait for bullish confirmation, tick, and then you want to look for an entrance which may be actually below the neckline on that bullish signal because of the market's bearish posture at the moment. Or alternatively, you can look to come in at the bottom of this trading range, same benefits of coming in at around, similar benefits to coming in at 580, but when you're coming in at 565 around here at the bottom, that's even more manageable in case of more downside. And then of course you can look to trade this range as well, which would essentially be a front running play or a range play, right? So I don't think we really want to be, we're not going to be trading anything other than this range, right, in its entirety, which is between 631 and 560 essentially. But we have to position ourselves to make sure we're not on the back of we're in a manageable position on the back of any potential downside. So wait for confirmation of a break of the double bottom and then look to come in around 580, right, which is quite a low positioning, right, which gives you options. Or alternatively, you can just come in at the bottom of this range at around 564 and just look to trade either this range here between 564 and 602 or between 564 and 630, depending on the weather in the market. And because if it turns bullish, of course, that we might actually come up this high for BCH. We were last here at the 15th of January, so it's not a big stretch, but positioning is key here. And this is the sort of area you want to be entering regardless of this double bottom to ensure that if we do head down from here, which is quite likely, we're in a manageable position. But that's BCH.